Yeah. What do you mean by desktop support engineering? Okay. So during the demo, I already told you the person who support for all the end user related issues. Who is end user? The person who accesses an application using his laptop or a desktop or a mobile devices. And while accessing the application, if the person gets any kind of issues or any sort of issues, okay, there are certain engineers who will look into those issues and resolve the problems. So such engineers we call it as desktop support engineer. Okay. Or maybe say for example you have your laptop at your home, you have a desktop at your home, you are trying to access some banking website. So you are trying to log into internet banking, the website is not working. So what you will do, you will talk to the maybe the service provider, um, and they will just connect your computer and they will resolve the issue. So that person also we call it as a desktop support engineer who resolves the issue. Okay. So any person who uses the end user devices, either a laptop, desktop, mobile devices, tablet, palm top, whatever it is, okay, that person we call it as end user. And the person who resolves all the issues, we call him as a desktop support engineer. We also call him as workplace engineer. We also call him as uh, WPC engineer. Okay. So that is about the this slide. Okay. Now you know what you mean by end user devices, right? Now let us understand what do you mean by computer. Any idea what do you mean by computer, guys? What do you mean by computer? Please have the class interactive because we have started from the scratch. We have to start from the scratch. Okay. What do you mean by computer?
It's an electronic device which is used for software and hardware.
Thank you. Any other answer? So, as Arpita said, it is the right answer. Computer means it is an electronic device or a gadget. Correct, right? What we will do, what it will take some information from us, do some processing, and it will give you some output. Correct, na? You have typed some Word document input file. You are just taking a printout, just control P press, and you will power on the printer and just give printout. The printouts are coming there. Means it is taking some information, processing something, and providing some output. That device we call it as computer. That computer can be anything. It can be your laptop, desktop, mobile, tablet, whatever it is. Even a calculator is also a computer. Correct, for that matter, because you are going to give some values, numbers, and it does some calculations and it gives you some output. So your understanding should be computer means it's an electronic device. It will take some input and consume it, process it, and provide some output. That is called as computer. And there are two types of computer. Okay. The first one is the client computer, another one is the server computer. What do you mean by client? Have you ever heard what do you mean by client? What do you mean by client computer means? You might have heard.
Customer.
Yeah. Mean whatever computers you have at your home. Correct, huh? Maybe a laptop or a desktop. Correct, right? What you will do, you will just open the applications and consume it. And when you shut down the computer, your computer, there will not be impact for any users. Correct, no? Say for example, you want to book some tickets, IRCTC tickets, or maybe some flight tickets you want to book. You will go to AirAsia website. Okay, by logging into your computer, you'll go to the AirAsia website and you will do the bookings and you will close it. And after that, you will shut down the computer. There is no impact for any persons. Correct, now because you are using your personal computer and that is your client computer. It's your own computer. Imagine in that place you are using a server. You directly logged into the server which is hosted this AirAsia application. Okay, you would browse the application, you did the booking, and after that you will shut down the server itself. Imagine that is a disaster. AirAsia means it's a worldwide accessible application. Correct, no? wherever AirAsia service is there in the entire world. Correct? Huh? People will not be able to access www.airasia.com because you have shut down the server itself. That is the difference. Okay. Client means there is no impact that is used by you yourself. Server means that server computer will give the application to everyone. If the server gets shut down, there is a huge impact. People will not be able to access application. Correct? No. Meantime, the client computer means there won't be any issues with the client computer. Okay. Let me write something so that you'll understand better. One second. Let me power on my tablet. Any question so far, guys? It is important to understand these things. So I was just telling you, you have a laptop, correct? Na? And you are sitting here and trying to access an application called www.airasia.com, correct? Na? And that AirAsia application is hosted here. Okay. When you type www.airasia.com, the request goes here to this server and it will pull the information to your computer. You will do some booking and you will shut down this computer. And other time, meantime, the another user logs into his laptop. He will access the application, make the booking. Like this, many people will access the application, do the booking, and they will come out. And after that, they shut down their computer because their personal computers there won't be any impact. And you will be working in the AirAsia company. You are an engineer. What you will do, by mistakenly you will shut down this computer. Okay, that time the person who is staying from here, the person who is staying from here, they will also be impacted because this server itself is down. So your takeaway of this slide is server means that person who will serve an application. End user means the person who consumes an application. That's all. Clear? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
This is what the foundation. Okay, when somebody talks about computer, you should be able to identify whether that is a client computer or a server computer. If you have this understanding, that is enough to begin. Okay. Now, fine, sir. Now the same thing. So what even by client and the server explained. You see here, client means the computer. It is a device. It's a computer is a device in which we access any application or a program that is hosted in a server in a remote place. Either it can be within your office or internet. See that AirAsia application can be at your office or it can be at somewhere in the remote place. You don't know where exactly it is, but you will access the application and make the booking. Correct, na? So in the layman term, the same thing. Server means the person who serves an application. Client means the person who consumes an application. So if I want to make it even more simpler, have you ever this word called server? Have you ever heard this word called server? You would be.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, sir.
Where you have heard it?
Server. Server means suppose I want to go to the any uh, application.
Hmm.
So server is down.
Yeah, okay. So since you know a little bit about server and
Uh,
you are telling this one. If I ask the
yes.
same question to your father or your mother, auntie or uncle, do you know something about server? What they will tell? Common
No.
layman term I'm asking about. Apart from that, any other place have you ever used a word called server or you ever heard a word called server? Maybe. No?
Maybe
Hotels and
they
all.
did.
Sorry?
They did.
No, where you I mean where you have heard it? Any other places? Yeah,
Hotels
Shweta?
and all.
Exactly.
So banking,
Mm, okay.
banking.
Yeah, okay, fine. Thank you, Shweta. Another person said one more thing. What was that?
Hotels.
Exactly.
In
So
I mean in layman
normally,
language, they.
Yeah, in the layman language, if somebody talks about server, our mind will go to the waiter who is there in the hotel. Correct now? So when you are hungry, what you have to do? You will go to a hotel. Correct now? When you go and sit in the hotel, one person will come and talk to you. Who is that person? He is a server. What is the job of his job? What is his job? He will always serve an application. He will always serve an service. What is the service here? The service is serving the food. If you order coffee, he will give you coffee. If you order food, he will give you food. If you order idli vada, he'll give you idli vada. That means here server means he hotel, the person who is there in the hotel, he is the server, and the person who went to the hotel to eat something, he is the consumer or is the client. That is the difference. Okay. Server means he'll always serve, he will not eat. Always. Maybe whenever he is hungry, he'll have. But server job is always serving a service to the customer or the clients. Here the client is you and the server is the person who works in the hotel. Okay. That is the layman understanding. I think now you are clear. Correct, no? Now, see how this client and servers are interconnected. Okay. If you look at this diagram, right? Here I have mentioned all the client devices. This is my laptop. This is also one of the client device. I have mentioned my mobile and tablet. That is also one of the end user or the client machine, or it is the desktop. That is also my client machine. And here this server is there. This is the server I was explaining about or I was talking about, right? Where this application called AirAsia is hosted. And pupils are starting accessing from here, and from here with the help of this person called or this medium called internet. So this is what the client and server architecture is connected. Client means he is a consumer, server means he is a server. Both the client and the servers are interconnected between the network. Either that network can be internet or it is a local area network or the private network. Okay, that is the client and the servers architecture, we call it as. Okay, any question here? Okay, silence is no.
No, sir.
Yeah, silence is no. I'll move on to the next one. Now, you understood what you mean by a client computer, what you mean by a server computer, and how a client and the servers are interconnected. Correct? Now, imagine you have a laptop, there is an application called facebook.com. You will use your Geo internet, connect to the Facebook application. Correct? Now, no matter whatever device you use, either you log in with your mobile phone, either you log in with your desktop, either you log in with your laptop. Whenever you logs into the Facebook, you will see the same application, same DP, same status, same posting, same reels also, same list of friends also. Means application is same, but accessing the devices are different. The application is same. So here the common factor is application, okay, and the different factors are the the difference is there in the accessing the, I mean, the devices which you use to access the application, and the media is internet only. Correct? That is what we call it as client and the server architecture. Okay, now you understood, but you want to know, sir, how can I verify whether the computer is a, whether the laptop or the computer, whatever I'm using it now, it is a client computer or a server computer? How can I identify? Is there a physical difference or is there a software difference? How can I identify? Okay, so the laptop whatever you have at your home, that is predominantly have the client operating system. Either it will have Windows XP, or it will have Windows 7, or it will have Windows 8, or it can be have Windows 10 or Windows 11. So if your laptop has any of this operating system, we call it as client computer. Client computer. So if I want to verify what is my computer is now, okay, I will quickly go to the computer and I will type a command called winver, Windows version. Okay, winver is a thing, but Windows version, which version of operating system I'm using it. If I click enter, it says you are using an operating system of Windows 11. So can somebody tell me now what is my computer?
Client computer.
Yes,
Client operating system.
exactly. Now my computer, the operating system, whatever I'm using it now, that is the Windows 11 operating system. That means I am running a client operating system. My computer is a client computer. Okay. If you want to convert your laptop as a server, what you have to do, instead of Windows 11, you can install either server 2016 or 2019 or 2012. Okay, any of this operating system, we call it as server computer. Okay, we call it as server computer. Now you understood, right? Identifying the computer type is based on the operating system. If you are running Windows 10, Windows 11 or any of the client operating system, we call it as a client computer. Instead, if you see any server operating system in the computer, we call it as a server operating system or the server computer. Clear with this? Guys, clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So the server operating systems are there. Before 2003 also we had many other operating systems actually server, but the well-known one is from 2003, 2003, 2008, 2012, 2016, 2019, 2022, and the current, the latest operating system is 2022 only. Okay, the latest operating system is 2022 only, and the only three server operating system is there in the support now. Microsoft is giving support only for this 2016, 19 and 2022. So the remaining four operating system, they are legacy. Legacy means it's very old. There is no support. Microsoft will not release any patches for that, and Microsoft will not give any support whenever there is an issue with the operating system. That is why we call it as legacy. But 2012 is having extended support. This 2012 is there, no? If you move to cloud, from on-premises to cloud, if you move, server 2012 has got extended support. Support means what? Maybe you also have some people who is supporting you. Okay, maybe he will tell, okay, you have completed graduation 2 years before, you are not in the right career track. Please go there. My friend is there. Okay, he will help you. Okay, he will teach you and he'll make sure you are getting into IT. Correct, na? So that kind of support you will only get here. Okay, the same, that is a different kind of support, but here Microsoft, what they will do, whenever there is an issue comes in the operating system level, okay, when any vulnerabilities comes, any virus attack happens, correct na, Microsoft will not support from 2012 and above. 2016, 19, 22 they are in support. Okay, that is about the supporting model. Any question? Any questions, guys, here?
No, sir.
Okay, so now you understood what you mean by computer. There are two types of computer, client and server operating system. Okay, and how the client and the servers are interconnected. What do you mean by client computer? What do you mean by server computer? And how will you identify whether my computer is client or server? That is based on the server operating system and in the operating system. And how will you identify? By just going to the command prompt, you can run a command called winver, and that gives you the version of operating system you are running. So based on that, you will identify which operating system, and this is a server or a client, you will understand. Correct? Now, how will I identify, how will I install the operating system to the computer? I told you, no, if you have server to, I mean, Windows 10 operating system or Windows 11 operating system, it is a client computer. And I told you, if you install server operating system in the same computer, that will become server computer. Now I wanted to tell you how can I install the operating system to convert one client machine into a server operating system or a newly purchased laptop to work as a computer. Correct na? So how can I install the operating systems? This is from the scratch. Okay, so installation of the operating system can be done in multiple ways. One is you can use either CD or DVD, the first option. Another one is you can use the pen drive. What you can do, you take the pen drive, burn the operating system, convert that USB drive into bootable drive, and you can use that. Another one is network drive, means you can keep the bootable device in some other network place, and using the network you can install the operating system. And the fourth one is using some third party tools and some enterprise tools. We call it as Windows Deployment Services, WDS, SCCM, packaging tool. There are many other things are there. Okay, that is the fourth option. Okay, what are all the steps involved? Now you will tell, okay, sir, fine. I have a pen drive, okay, with me, and that is USB, bootable USB, and the operating system is there, and it is burnt and ready. Now, how can I install it? How can I begin with? What you have to do? You have to plug the pen drive to the computer, okay, and you have to make some changes in the BIOS. BIOS means it is basic input output system. BIOS means it is basic input output system. So this BIOS is very important. This BIOS will help you to talk to the hardware of the computer. Okay, you whatever information you will set up, it will just follow it. Okay, that is the BIOS. What you have to do, you have to set, boot the operating system from the pen drive. You can press the keys like F12 or F10 or something, F2. If you press, it will ask you boot from CD, DVD or pen drive. You can select the options, and then once the operating system is selected, and then it will ask you, do you want to install the operating system? Yes, I want to install the operating system. You have to accept the license terms and conditions. Okay, and you have to select the operating system version. If you put server 2016 CD, it will give you four options. You want to install the standard operating system with command prompt. You want to install the standard operating system with desktop experience. Third one is the data center with command prompt. The fourth one is data center with desktop experience. So I always prefer you to go with the last option, which is data center version with desktop experience. If you go with the desktop experience, you will see the graphics. If you don't have desktop experience, after the installation, you will see the blank window like this, no graphics at all. Everything you have to remember by only the commands, and we don't know the commands. That is why we are working as that is why we are trying to become the infrastructure engineers, not the programmers. Correct, right? Because for us, and the for us the coding is like out of the box. Correct, now we cannot even imagine what is coding, because we don't know ABCD of the coding. Correct, now that is why we always love to do with the graphics. The fourth option will give you the graphics. You can just look at the options, select it by using the mouse, and get the things done. Okay, and then installation will complete, get restarted. After that, you will log into the computer, okay, and check the things. That is what the operating system installation procedure involved. Any questions? How many of you know how to install an operating system? Raise your hands. Karthik, very good. Anyone else? Arpita, Shweta, Vinay, Naveen?
No, sir.
Okay,
I'll do partition, sir, in
okay.
OS.
Thank you. Good, good. At least if you know that one, you don't have to, I mean, you don't need to do anything extra. That is enough. Okay, fine.
Okay.
So that is how the installation of the operating system is there. Okay. So if there is no operating system, if the computer is useful, guys? If the
No, sir.
Okay. So now I have a computer here. Okay, let me open my virtual machine. Okay, I have built a VM now just to demo it actually. Okay, so I'll go here. I'll just see PC02. This is the VM I just built before the class I started, right? I just freshly built a virtual machine. See, my laptop has got about 16 GB of memory. Any questions, guys, there? Channa Keshav. Any question you have? No?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. You can lower your hands, no problem. Okay. So before the class, I have built this virtual machine. Okay. In my laptop, I have about 16 GB of memory, 512 GB of SSD, and it's an i7 8th generation machine. So what I am doing, using this VMware tool, I have created multiple virtual machine in within a machine. See here, this DC01 is a server, PC01 is a computer, and this my computer is one of the computer, and PC02 is one of the computer. Now in this PC02 there is no operating system at all. It is a just now I bought a laptop or a desktop in the Chroma. Imagine that is the same status. I am trying to power on this virtual machine. Okay, and you see it says it is looking for the operating system now. Okay, see, it is looking for the operating system now. It is not finding any operating system. When it look for the operating system, it look in multiple location. It will look, first of all, it will look inside the hard disk. In the hard drive, is there any operating system already installed? It will just check if the operating system is there. It will load the operating system from there. Then it will just look for the network. Is there a network devices connected? Then it will check if the operating system is there. It will boot from there. The third one is there any CD or the USB pen drive is connected to the devices? Okay, if the operating system is there, it will boot. If the operating system is not there, it will not boot, and it will tell no operating system is found in the computer. And it will just throw you this black color window, okay, stating no operating system found. Now tell me, if the operating system is not there, computer useful or not?
No.
Use.
There is no usage if the operating system is not present inside the computer. Correct na? Now our job starts. Being an engineer, what is our job? We have to give life to this computer by installing the operating system. Okay, so that one I will tell you tomorrow how to install the operating system and how to make sure what are all the steps are involved just after the operating system installation. Okay, some post build activities will be there. You need to verify the computer has got proper naming convention. You need to verify whether the computer is there in the network or not, how to rename a computer, how to assign an IP address, okay, how to make sure the time zone is correct. All those things are there. So what we will do in the next class, I will show you how to create a virtual machine in the VMware and how to install the operating system to the computer, and what are all the post build activities that involves just after you finish up with the installation. Okay, I think for the day this is too much. Okay, let me stop the recording.